Bulls fans have been wondering what the status of Tre Jones is. Well, we now know that Tre Jones, who's been showing out for the Chicago Bulls, will miss 2 weeks. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, hosted by Hayes, your number one spot for all things Chicago Bulls.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Eric Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go and get into this content for today. So, a couple of episodes ago, I talked about what a mid-foot sprain could end up turning into for Tre Jones and how the typical timeline for that is 2 to 4 weeks. And I said at that time, this is just precautionary. This is what the injury has looked like with prior players before, but every player is different. Well, now we know that it is that 2-week timeline. So it came out today that the Chicago Bulls, he's been diagnosed with a left foot sprain, and he will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. That means at minimum 2 weeks. That reevaluation process could go through, and he could be out longer than that. When you look at it, he's had 9 starts, 18 games with the Chicago Bulls. He averages 11.5 points, 4.9 assists, 3.2 rebounds. His numbers as starters are even better than that. And unfortunately, this means that Tre Jones is basically going to be out for basically the majority of the regular season. If you look at him coming back in 2 weeks, that will put him coming back by the April 6th game on Sunday, April 6th, which at that point the Bulls would have 5 games left. So that's still a lot of time there to gear up and get back in kind of rhythm before the play-in games, because the Bulls are still going to be in that play-in. So, I mean, it's not all said and done, right? It's not like it's a done season for him. He can still end this season strong, but it does put a damper on what the Chicago Bulls have done. He's been so good for this Bulls team since he came here, especially since he's been inserted as a starter. It's been even better for the Chicago Bulls. Either way, he's made an impact. But when you look at his number as a starter, he's averaging 15 points on 57% shooting from both the field and from three-point range, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal and a half per game. That's tremendous production from a player that you got back in a Zach LaVine trade, along with Kevin Huerter and Zach Collins. So it's unfortunate. It sucks that Tre Jones is going to be out for 2 weeks' time. And hopefully that's it. Hopefully he's able to come back with that timeline. It doesn't get extended after that reevaluation process at all, because if the Bulls do want to actually win basketball games, he's been a very key part of that. Now, we don't know what's going on with Lonzo Ball. Maybe if Lonzo does return, they'll offset each other as long as Lonzo's able to stay on the court. So there's that benefit from it as well, right? But, we're still a way away from Lonzo coming back. Lonzo, at earliest, won't come back until this road trip ends, which I think we don't go back home until Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So it's still quite a while, until we're back on our home court, which let me verify that to make sure I'm not talking out the side of my neck. We actually know it's Thursday. Thursday against the Lakers is our first home game back. So that's around the time period that you can expect Lonzo Ball back. So maybe 2, maybe 3 more games without Lonzo, as long as he's actually on the trajectory that he needs to be on. But either way, this still sucks for Tre Jones. He's been so important for the Chicago Bulls, man. So now that he's going to be out an extended period of time, man, the Bulls are just going to have to, again, next man up mentality. It's unfortunate. But hey, this maybe it helps the Bulls keep Tre Jones long term, which I wouldn't be mind at all there either. So, it sucks, man. It sucks. Alex R says, Bull Nation, we're cooking the Lakers tonight. We'll see. I don't think Luka's playing tonight, right? Cortez says, damn, Tre, yeah, it sucks. Phantom, man, Tre been hooping. Tre has absolutely been hooping, man. Lloyd says, we can never have nice things. Nature being a Bulls fan, man. Shit, man, we have worse fucking luck ever, bro. Well, I mean, we still been winning. It sucks, but let's see who steps up. It means more P. Will minutes. F that. I don't know if P. Will is going to be playing point guard, but I guess when you're talking about everybody kind of moving down the rotation, we'll see. It could mean more THT minutes instead of more P. Will minutes. It could mean more minutes for a player like Dalen if he continues to perform well. You never know for sure, but and especially like Josh Giddey's expected to play today, so Josh Giddey still have him out there for sure. That means the ball-headed hoe is going to get at least 20 minutes tonight. What the fuck, or THT? Yeah, I don't think that necessarily means the ball-headed hoe, but we could see. Damn, I like Tre Jones. He plays defense and is good on offense. Somebody has to step up. His production is good for the team. Definitely good production for the team. You cannot take away from his production. Bad timing, but we've been playing team first ball, so should be okay. But he is a solid player and a big loss. Well, here's the thing: it's playing team first is fine, but you have to have players with the skill. We really, if Giddey comes back, we'll be cool, right? But you're not looking at Julian, you're not looking at Dalen, not even P. Will to be the consistent scorer that Tre Jones has been. Now we can adapt and play another way, right? Like Kobe may have to step up. Vooch has been playing better, so maybe he's got 2 straight 24-point games, so maybe that happens. But we'll see. We'll see. Would you rather see Dalen get more minutes or Carter? Dalen, definitely. Even if it's losing, I'd rather see Dalen get that because we're still trying to evaluate Dalen, right? He's so young and still so raw. We're still in that evaluation process of Dalen, so I'd rather see Dalen still get those minutes, if that makes sense. Is Giddey back? Yeah, Giddey. Don't forget, Giddey played a game. He was always scheduled to sit one of those back-to-backs. I think he's going to be playing tonight. It's now for Javon Carter minute save. No, that's not necessarily true. Let's not speak that evil into the world. Let's not do that. Hoping for more Dalen and Julian minutes. Exactly. Out for the season. No, I mean, I just talked about it. So he's looking at coming back if it is the 2-week time frame, right? So you're looking at, we got a game Sunday, April 6th. That would be that first game back after the 2-week period ends. So that means we'll have 5 games left on the season, and then still the play-in. So even if it goes, let's just say they want to not worry about going through a weekend. Let's say he comes back that April 8th game against Cleveland, where we go to Cleveland. That'll leave it with 4 games left on the season. And still, I think that's enough games to kind of get back in rhythm before the play-in, right? So we'll see. What do you think is Ayo's Desumu's defensive ceiling? I think Ayo has it's hard to say defensive ceiling, right? Like he's a disruptive defender. He has the chance to be the best wing defender on the team. This sucks, but THC got to step up now. Everybody's assuming it's going to be THC. We don't know. It could be a lot of different people. Would be nice if the Bulls lose 7 straight. Yeah, keep hoping for that one, my brother. Do you think Dalen should change his shooting form? Well, here's the thing. Like, we've seen players change shooting forms and it work, but then we've seen some players change shooting forms and eventually go back to their original shooting form. So, I mean, that depends on what Peter Patton. I think that if they thought that Dalen needed to change the shooting form completely, they probably would have been working on that this offseason. They haven't, so maybe not, but, we'll see. Tre Jones was out of the rotation in San Antonio, and let's be honest, disappointed a lot back there. I do admit he was pretty good with us during the short period of time, but do you trust him to be a solid player? Yeah, because he didn't fall out of the rotation because he was bad in San Antonio. He fell out of the rotation because they drafted Stephen Castle and traded for Chris Paul. That's why he fell out of the rotation. If you go and look, Tre Jones has always been a solid assist player. He's always scored the ball efficiently, and the opportunities that he had, he didn't have as many, and he's very rarely ever turned the ball over. So, yeah, Tre Jones, I would say he never played bad with San Antonio. They just had players come in there that passed him up on the depth chart. You got to look at the guard rotation. It was Stephon Castle. It was Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson getting some minutes there as well. Like, they just went a different way. That just is what it is. It happens sometimes. I like the energy that DT brings. Oh, energy's never been the problem that as far as with Dalen Terry, for sure. Thoughts on re-signing Tre Jones, given all the guards on this team? Listen, I'm all for re-signing people that help you win basketball games. I think you find a way for them to play, right? And Billy Donovan, we know he's not against playing 3 guards, sometimes even 4 guards out there. I would not be mad if they brought Tre Jones back strictly because of how he plays on the basketball court. Now, we got some other things that we got to figure out as far as where our draft pick's going to go, right? Like those type of things. But overall, it is what it is. Doesn't Kevin already get a decent amount of playing time? Would they reduce his minutes for someone else to play? No, it wouldn't reduce his minutes. I mean, now you got to think of it this way. Tre Jones has been playing over 20 minutes. So that gives 20 minutes to be spread out over a bunch of different places. So whether and the position almost doesn't matter, right? So Zoe changed his form and got a little bit. Oh, Zoe got a lot better shooting. I mean, that's why I said there's some cases for definitely players that change their shot and it works, but there's also cases of players changing their shot and eventually going back to their original shot. Have we had an all white lineup yet? No. What? That's where your head is, man. You seen that Io has a YouTube channel. I was watching it last night. He's been uploading videos since he's been injured. You can tell that man from. Oh yeah, you could definitely tell he's from Chicago. There's no question for that. No, what are you saying? No, sir, to Bulls Daily. Maybe in the 50s. What are you talking about? And I don't mean that like to be an asshole to you. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what that applies to. Hi, Hayes. The out Cooper in. Nigga, what? The out Cooper. Shay, come on, bro. Stop infecting the chat, bro. Long shot here, but which player is your number one target this summer by draft, free agency, or trade? I can't say that yet because I don't know where we're drafting. Like, if the Bulls are like, if it'd be drastically different if the Bulls end up somehow in the top 4, if they end up in the top 8, if they end up in the top 10, if they end up between 10 and 15, like, it vastly changes who the top target is. As far as free agency, the Bulls really aren't going to be. Keep this in mind. The Bulls have 3 open roster spots this year. Technically, one of those is going to Josh Giddey because he's one of the free agents. We got 1 draft pick coming in. Well, we got 2 draft picks coming in. So unless there's a major trade, and then even then, I don't think the Bulls are going to be really like big players out on the free agent market. So, yeah. Kobe White with 4 white guys. That's hilarious. That is funny. That's funny. And technically, if that's what we're using as the criteria, then yes, we've seen that. Oh, that's what you're referring to. Yes, we have seen that. We have seen that. Honestly, like when NBA players make channels to see how it is outside looking in for us fans. Yeah, for sure. I used to love when DeMar DeRozan did the comp 10 post that he would do about like his summer and things like that. So, but all right, y'all. I just wanted to bring this news, man, get everybody caught up to date. And everybody's kind of waiting on that with Tre Jones. Unfortunately, Tre Jones will be out for 2 weeks. Still leaves him some time to come back for the last week of the season. Basically, he'll be coming back for the last week of the season. So as we continue to wind this thing on down, hey, gearing up for a play-in berth, see what the Bulls do there, man, and we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mail, but hold on. I want to get into this one. Watch the Blazers play, and they have a serious chance to make the playoffs. No, they don't. They barely have a serious chance to make the play-in. Keep in mind, it's not the play-in that counts. They have to actually make it out the play-in tournament and into the playoffs for us to win. They do not. I'm telling you that right now. Even if, which I don't even, them even making the play-in is tough. With Anthony, they already announced Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, and Drew Gafford are all coming back within the next week. The Phoenix Suns are balling right now. Portland finds themselves 2 games behind those 2 teams, and the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks, if healthy, are just better teams. There's no chance that like there's a chance that they make the play-in. There's almost no chance they're going to make the playoffs. Do you trust them to beat Minnesota? Do you trust them to beat the Clippers? No. Come on, man. Let's I get it. I get hoping. Like, I would love for us to get the Portland pick, but I got to err on the side of realism. It's probably not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But yeah, love you guys. Go Bulls. See Red. I'll see y'all before the game. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.